Okay, so initially just trying to start it off with the elliptical shapes. I'm just going to put it down here. If you, just like with all the basic drawing, you start off this section, and if you can see a second piece, even though it's just kind of cut through, going to give it a section that has a dimension, so it's almost like a solid donut but with a rectangular edge to it. Once you see this, the front part could be a vertical line just like the characters, but then all the way through this is going to have this cross contour line to help you find that edge. So any piece that goes through, it'll still have the circular section, but it's all built up off of that as it goes back. The opposite side's also going to have a vertical piece to it, and it'll build it up like that. So now once you have that section, and you can look at the way it's placed in there, they kind of blend into itself, almost as a line. So it's a little bit more of an organic shape, but you can kind of see how these lines bend themselves up. As soon as you see the one that went around for the major and minor axis, you can put one above and below it, and that's just going to help you with the shading. So again, top part's going to have the highlight coming across as you can see it, and as it wraps around for the quarter tone, the base tone, and the reflected light. So sometimes a good idea just to start off with that base tone placed right in there, because that'll set the rest of the drawing. You can heavy up the line, but again, you're trying to use the line to start off with, makes the shape, and then the value is going to lose that line. And this part, the shading, if you can think of it as that shape, wraps right around it. It's going to repeat itself on the inside of the opposite part, kind of building that up. And so once you have that, you kind of have the two tones. The light and the dark side would have been trying to show through the drawing, and then just slowly blend it up, and any pieces that you put in there as lines will kind of get mixed right in, so you don't really need to change it. But as it goes to the opposite side, this part becomes the light, and you just kind of blend it in as it goes on the opposite piece. The cast shadow is going to be an elliptical shape as well, and you can work it right over the top of there. So see if you can build this, and keep in mind there's no straight edge in the whole piece, so it's going to give you the whole elliptical segment to it. Let's see how you do. And if you lose this line, just put a little heavier down at the base where the darkest segment is going to be where it touches the ground, and then blends itself over there. And you can see in the sketch just on some parts it's a little darker on one side, gets a little reflected light, and that part really helps it with the volume of it. You can see the shadow on this side casting itself. So again, once you use the line to help you illustrate it, try to lose it with the shading. And again, you can put some paper on to keep your hand from smudging any of your other segments of your drawing. Just dark to light to build that up. So even this outside line here, trying to take it and blend it in and use the white of the paper to be the brightest highlight on your page there. And again, you have your mechanical pencil you can use. It'll give you a heavier dark. Blend that part in there. Okay, so see how you do with that segment.